Welcome to the Charleston CFO Council. This organization was co-founded in 2015 by Robert Bendetti and Mark Carmichael in order to provide a networking and educational forum for senior financial executives to share best practices, to discuss current financial issues, and to learn about current topics related to the performance of their job.
David Cann, good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thanks for doing this. It's great to see you. It's weird not meeting for breakfast. You were one of the regulars every single meeting, getting to see you. So this is a bummer.
Well, I mean, free food. That's always a benefit.
Exactly. Thank you. I know my people. I knew when I started this. First we do it early in the morning. We finish on time, and if I give you people free breakfast, boom, success.
Yeah, you feed people; they'll come out of the woodworks.
It's like church, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to get some extra people to an important service. Boom, have the ladies bring some side dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, David, thank you for doing this. This is exciting. I'm glad to have you. David Cann is the CFO at Attorney George Sink's office. I don't know, a little attorney here in Charleston. Don't know if you guys have heard of him or seen the 1 million commercials that they have constantly on TV and YouTube and radio. It's crazy. One time you told me your monthly advertising spend, I passed out. So unbelievable. Great to see you. David, interestingly, has a undergrad from the University of South Carolina, a major in computer science, and then MBA in finance. He's a certified management accountant. And something interesting that I found out about you, David, and I couldn't find much, okay? Computer science degree, he's got it unlocked down. But I found one thing. I think you're super active involved in something called Camp for Kids or Connie's Kids. If that's true, could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, it's a group that supports kids with AIDS in South Carolina. Basically, if the kid has AIDS, we adopt the whole family, and we do Christmas presents, and sometimes we do events. It's basically a statewide thing, all volunteer organization. It's a fun time. It's a very fun time.
Wow, that is awesome, man. Congrats to you and the whole organization. What a great cause to help a huge underserved community, I'm sure. So thank you for being a blessing to your community. Let's get into question number one. David, what is your favorite book, your business book, and why?
Well, my favorite business book, it was taken by like half the people in this. It's The Goal. So I decided to go with something a little bit different. My next favorite is The Dilbert Principle by Scott Adams. So the main thrust behind it is that the majority of the real work that happens in a company is done by people that are lower on the food chain. So if you want to find out what the bottleneck is, what your company is really doing, go see the people that do the work. Go walk a mile in their shoes, and you'll find out what your company's really doing, what the trouble is in, what it's great at, and what it's bad at.
Oh, that's good. And I got like a super secret trick that I pull when I've had a lot of my jobs I've been in manufacturing. Is you're so right. You go talk to the actual working man and woman in the plant. You leave your office. You don't talk to the plant manager. You just walk in the office, walk out of the office into the plant. And if you can, go second or third shift and walk around the plant. You'll find out exactly what is going down. Good book. Good book. All right. Question number two. What is the best advice that you have ever received?
Fail faster. If something's not working, it's not going to work. You need to try something different. You need to do something different. That goes from hiring an employee. If that employee's not working out, let them go. You're not doing them any favor by dragging them along. You're not doing your company any favor or your group any favors. If you're an entrepreneur running a business, if it's not working, you need to change strategy. Don't just keep digging a hole. Fail faster.
That's good. I like that. Fail fast, fail forward, and sometimes even though you got a sunk cost, you gotta move on. I like that.
It's sunk cost. It's in the past. You can't change the past. You can only affect the future.
All right, David, computer science major. What was some sort of new tool you've recently started using, or a new habit that you've recently picked up that you have found beneficial?
So I picked up a habit, and it's also kind of some advice. It's whenever you have a difficult situation, a hard problem, think of the worst thing that can happen. What's the worst consequences? Mitigate that worst case, and then go review it again. Mitigate the next worst case. And if you can mitigate those worst cases, you can solve your problem no matter what kind of problem it is, whether it's a personal, interpersonal relationship, or if it's a business problem, or you're working on a bottleneck to try to get some more efficiencies out. Think about what's the worst thing that can happen. Apply your pressure there, and you'll fix it.
Ooh, that's good too. We're all doing scenario planning right now because of the crisis, and a lot of times we're identifying, like we're like looking at the best case scenario. And what a good question just ask. Hey, what is the worst case? What's the worst thing that could happen? And mitigate that. That's a really nice thing to add to the scenario planning. That's good. Ooh, I'm gonna do that. I wrote that down. I'm doing that today. And the first time I say it, I'm gonna give you credit. And then the second time, I'm gonna say it was my idea.
Oh, I believe in stealing ideas. Like any idea that's good, you should steal it.
David, what is the best part of your current job?
So I'm a process guy. I really like processes. And my current job, we're all about speed and efficiency. So we're always re-examining our processes and try to just make them better, make them faster, make them more efficient. And I like the problem solving. It's fun to do. It's fun to get your hands dirty and get in there. Even though I work for a law firm, it's actually more similar to a manufacturer. We make a widget. It's just our widget is called law.
Yeah, it's been interesting talking to you. I'm surprised. Each conversation, I have this assumption of what a law firm is. Professional services, I work at an engineering company. And so I would have thought, well, legal, it's probably slow and it's just very casual. And it is everything I hear you talk about your firm, it's the opposite of what I think. You're so process oriented, speed, service, advertising, the way you guys manage your production schedule. It's really cool. It's interesting. It's fascinating to me. So, well, cool. Question number 5, what is something personal, maybe we don't know about you, that you would like to share?
So my hobby of choice is board games. In an hour of play, you will learn more about a person than you will in years of conversations. So I really enjoy playing board games with people. And it's fun getting to know people, and you really learn what kind of person they are when you're doing something competitive.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I get a little ridiculous. I'm embarrassed. So yeah, my true personality comes out. What's your top 1 or 2 games that you like to play?
My favorite game is actually a hidden role game where you don't know who's on your team. You're trying to figure it out. And you're trying to figure out who's on the opposite team. It's called Battlestar Galactica, which I don't know if you watched the remake. It's basically got that theme in a bottle. It's just a fun time. You don't know who's betraying who and trying to figure out people's motivations. It's a fun time.
We play something, it's a similar premise called Werewolf, and my son's in Scouts, and it's crazy. We'll get like 20 folks and the kids are just absolutely freaking out. It's so loud and fun. And so that's a big fun like night game. And then the personal Bendetti favorite is Monopoly. We're crazy. It's full contact. My wife will not play with me and the kids in my family because we're so loud and so Italian. And I mean, it's just obnoxious. It is really what I am. And then I love Risk. I don't know if you've ever played Risk. Ooh.
If you like Monopoly, I suggest you try a game called Acquire. It's basically buying stocks of businesses. And it scratches that itch of Monopoly of where you're willing and dealing all the time, but it kind of removes the dice roll. But it's a fun game, but it can get mean.
Ooh, I like it. All right. Well, whoever whoever makes Acquire is going to get a sale today. That's being purchased immediately, sir, on Amazon as soon as we're done with this call. Let's move quickly, which is question number 6. It happened so fast, even with all my interrupting and talking. David, what is something that I didn't ask that I should have asked, and what's your answer to that?
So I collect quotes, and I like finding out what people's favorite quotes, what's a quote they live by, of that nature. I really like, because it gives you an insight on the person. And a really good quote I like a lot is, a good plan violently executed now is better than a plan executed next week, better than a perfect plan executed next week, which is, it's a mantra. You got to go. You got to always go. You can't just diddle around and not make a decision. You need to go.
Man, that's good for life. I think a lot of people sit around waiting for something perfect. The perfect job,
perfection,
perfect wife.
Perfection,
yeah, and
it can't be found. It can only be sought for. Like, you can't find perfection. You can only go after it. So it's best decision.
That's so true. You got to get out the door, and you got to just decide, turn left or right, and then you'll figure it out as you go. You don't have. I know as accountants, my default is no. I figure it all out. I'm doing a scenario planning, sensitivity analysis. I'm going to do the p-values. And we're going to figure this out. And like an entrepreneur is like, yeah, let me know how that goes. I'm gone. I'm going to go figure it out by talking to a customer. And that's so good. A good plan violently executed is better than waiting around forever for the perfect plan totally not executed. And I like that. I have a little quote board, and David, you are making my quote board. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Well, David, we learned a lot. I got some good stuff here. Man, a good book, Fail Fast, and I'm going to do some. I'm going to add a little tweak to my sensitivity scenario planning with the worst case. I'm checking out the Acquire board game, because that is my favorite part, the negotiation part of wheeling and dealing with the game. So, thank you for doing this, and thank you for bringing all this awesome content.
All right, thank you, sir.
Bye, David.
Take it easy.